Bocci the Rock, one of the most overrated animes of 2022. At least according to you guys. I don't personally think this. I just had to bait you guys with an interesting hook. Some of you guys even have a gripe. See, I have my Zanpakuto already. Whoosh. Some of you even have a gripe because it was being compared hype-wise to Bleach Blood War, and you Bleach fans just couldn't take that, right? So let's talk about Bocci the Rock being underrated or overrated or not. So let me first nip one thing in the butt. Bleach and Bocci the Rock have no business being in the same conversation, but for the purpose of dialogue, they are. Mainly because when it came to anime of the year, they found themselves at odds with one another. Poor Bocci, her anxiety. Do you think she wants to be in the same area as Ichigo and Kampachi and Byakuya? No! Leave that poor girl alone. Anyways, I don't think Bocci the Rock is underrated. Overrated. I'm sorry, I keep saying that same word. Anyways, I don't think Bocci the Rock is overrated. In fact, the mere word overrated is overused. People just throw out overrated because they can't fathom why something has so much attention, and frankly, they don't like the fact that it succeeded. When people are calling something overrated, particularly these people that go out of their way to say something is overrated, all it is they have some show in the corner of the world that no one is talking about, and they want people to talk about, and they're jealous. Or they're like me, they're a Bleach fan, and they're like, whoa, how dare you guys talk about this show? We've been waiting 10 years. I say we, I don't really deserve to say that, but people have been waiting 10 years for godness. And then Bocci the Rock just comes out of nowhere and steals some of that glory. These are haters. Basically, it's haters who I gotta put this down, I might accidentally kill myself. These are haters who come out of the woodwork. I want to be clear, there are other people who just think something's overrated and they're just being objectively to it, right? They're just sitting there, and if you ask them their opinion, hey man, you think Bocci's overrated? They might be like, oh, yeah, I think it is. I think it's overrated. I don't think it deserves all the hype it's getting, but it's certainly a good show. I like those people. Those are the people who pretty much mind their business and just enjoy what the world has to offer them. I'm using Asta Sword. It's impossible to hurt myself with it since I have no mana, right? Anyways, let's talk about the writing of Bocci. Is it actually groundbreaking? I'm gonna be honest, I don't consider it groundbreaking from an anime-only perspective, right? Especially, once again, when we compare it to Bleach. Bleach has had roots. It's not even fair. That's why it should not be in the conversation, which I see why you guys are mad. It has its roots spread out. It's in the conversation of the big three. I'm gonna say it's in the big three. The fact that that conversation even exists, you can imagine the passion of that fan base and its supporters to hear Bocci being entered into this conversation. But here's what Bocci has that Bleach does not have. It's that relatability. Many of us can't relate to Ichigo. I don't know what it's like to have girls all over me. I don't want to break my figure, right? Let me pivot this down. Ooh. I don't know what it's like to have a harem like I don't know what that's like. See that? It's the only Bleach girl I have. Rukia's on her way. So anyways, he has powers. He's an excellent soccer player. He's handsome. They make fun of him because he has orange hair, but he's an Odawa, right? We can't relate to that guy. Who in Bleach can you relate to that's simultaneously also a cool character? No, they're over the top. When you dream, you aspire to be them. Yo, I aspire to be like Byakuya. Can I ever? No, I'm not a noble. I'm not rich. I'll never be like this. I'm not some warrior, right? Bocci is relatable. That's why, at the very least, it's groundbreaking and captures so much people's attention because a lot of the anime fan base, guys, I don't know if you know this. I'm gonna tell you some information, but shh. This is just between us. A lot of people who watch anime are introverts or know a lot of introverts, right? And they use anime and media like anime to kind of escape. That's their thing. And they don't want to be bothered by people. Or maybe they want to be, but they don't know how to approach these people. They relate to a show like Bocci. A lot of social anxiety, and she has this over-the-top thinking. She reminds me of Sid from Eminence's Shadow if Sid had social anxiety, right? Because she imagines the scenarios. She imagines how things will play out. But when she encounters the situation or the situation is presenting itself, she's like, oh no! And then she starts freaking out. She starts freaking out, guys. People relate to her. And if you don't suffer from social anxiety, or if you don't suffer from being an introvert, I shouldn't say suffer from being an introvert, but if you don't face these kinds of things, guess what? You know someone who does, or you know someone who did. I promise. So from my perspective, I'm watching this show and I'm like, yo, I know a girl like that. It happens to be Adorable Nerd's sister. She does reactions on our channel if you're new here. Anyways, I thought about her almost the entire show, right? And I was like, yo, that makes sense. A lot of pressure happening as we enter a social environment. She's like, I don't want to deal with those people. They're going to ask me questions. So what I think it is about Bocci the Rock is simply a relatable show. On top of that, it's 4 girls. It's girls as the main character. It's all a bunch of girls. Like, there's only like one dude in the show. It's the dad. So just even from that perspective, all the dudes are like, oh, look at these sweet girls. They're so innocent. I relate to that, or I know someone who's just like that. And all the other girls are like, oh, wow, that's just like me. Right? I promise. If that was a cast full of dudes, most of us wouldn't have had the same empathetic nature. Anyways, I digress. I actually had a character I related to when I was that nigger girl.
Power, nigger!
She was a bubbly one, had all this charisma, is outgoing, everything is a good day. And we finally had the episode where she shows a little bit about her past and why she's doing what she's doing and why she's so driven. And you know what this dude did? This gangster, this thug, this Jamaican, one of the hardest people in the reaction industry. I'm not really a gangster, but when it comes to crying and showing empathy and having feelings of sadness, I'm one of the hardest people to break. But I was in tears, man. She's just like me. She's just like me. She has these hopes and these dreams. She's trying to be great. She got her sister who's taking care of her. I got an older sister. Oh, I don't even know if this girl's always happy. She just does that when she's around people. Can't wait for season 2 to see if she's really happy when her friends are not around. Sometimes we're not always happy, these happy-go-lucky ones. Shout out to the homie Robin Williams. Show your people some love. It doesn't matter what they're going through. They might need it. Anyways, after a very long video rant, I don't think Bocci the Rock is overrated in the least bit. I feel like a lot of people are just excited about it and they can relate to it. And in fact, it encourages the genre to make more and more content like that, right? That's all that's happening, right? It's refreshing. I haven't seen anything like that. Do I want that every single day? Do I want it all the time? No, but it's nice to have a show like that sprinkled in and you're like, yo, that was a dope experience. Even my kid can watch Bocci the Rock. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing with anime, right? And I think that's another reason why people are missing the overrated aspect. Bocci the Rock is an anime that you can share with everybody. All of us got these shows that we watching, and if someone walks in, you gotta look at them. You gotta look at them funny, or you're trying to get them into the show, and then the scene happens like, yo, yeah, ignore that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's all good, right? Bocci the Rock, from my memory of the 12 episodes, there's no concern with that. Your mama could watch it, your girl could watch it, your boy could watch it. People that are not into anime, they're not gonna look at you crazy. Your kids can watch it, right? So it also has broad appeal that makes it safe. It's safe for all ages to watch, both genders to watch, the middle gender to watch, non-genders to watch. It's safe for everybody. No matter how you identify, you can watch Bocci the Rock. Don't cancel me. I think that was an all-inclusive mess. That's my take on Bocci the Rock. I support the series. I co-signed the series. So far on this channel, I've only co-signed 2 series, by the way. That's gonna be my new thing. I watch shows all the time, but I don't co-sign all the shows. I can enjoy a lot of things, but to co-sign it, that's a whole other animal. So right now, there are 3 shows that I'm co-signing as of today. Miss Nagatoro, Eminence and Shadow, Bocci the Rock. And just to be clear, I'm gonna add the 2 bonus shows that get co-signed. Bleach gets that co-sign, One Piece gets that co-sign. I lie. I forget. I also got the manga. My Dress Up Darling gets a cosign. So as of today, there are 6 shows that get cosign. What does cosign mean? You guys are wondering, what does that mean, Lee? What does cosigning mean? Explain it to us. I need to know. Cosign means that the show was good and I think you should watch it. It's separate from did I enjoy the show. It also means I enjoyed the show and I think you should too. That's what the cosign is. So until next time, folks, Rock D. Lee, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on Bocci the Rock. I want to hear your thoughts on shows like it. I want to hear about why people think it's overrated. I want to hear about why Bleach even has to deal with Bocci. Why Bocci even got to deal with these niggas in Bleach. I want to hear it all from you guys. And that will inspire me to inspire me to make more content. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, please go ahead and do so. The link is in the description of this video, and I actually tweet back. Much love, Rock T. Lee.